Hi, welcome to another episode of Melissa's Tabletop Talk, and welcome. As you can see, we've got grass at the background, and that's because we are not at our usual place. In fact, we are now at Kobe's office. So, as I've mentioned, today's special guest is Kobe, and we've got Evangeline, the founder of Kobe, who did not switch off her alert on the phone.
So sorry.
Live, you know. Anyway, so as the topic states, so you want to be an influencer, and Evangeline is the best person to talk to about because Kobe is an influencer network. So Evangeline, welcome. Thank you for doing this interview, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and Kobe.
Okay. Kobe, right? It stands for Kobe, which is the Chinese word for word of mouth. You can see on my T-shirt. So, well, in some sense, you can call it an influencer network, but I would say we carry the voices of whoever that has a power to influence, and I think we believe that like everyone has the power to influence.
Okay.
In your own area. For example, if I really believe in, for example, for myself, I really believe in yoga, and I would influence my friends to join yoga. So that's my little voice of influence.
Okay.
So actually, in a way, every one of us are influencers. If we use that word influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, this term did not come about until very recently. I mean, before that, everybody just calls them bloggers. Until recently, then the term influencers came about, and I think it's because a lot of people have moved on to from blogging to other social media platforms, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's just talk about why is it so popular that everybody wants to be an influencer now?
I think it was like from all the way many years ago, right? We call them celebrities, where you would like be popular, and then once you have like a multi-fan or follower outreach in the past, let's say just like David Beckham or something, right? People will start to ask you to endorse products. Probably you would have some kind of fame, and from that on, right, social media was popularized in the late 10-20 years ago. With Facebook, with Friendster before Facebook, and then
I still remember that. Oops. That goes to show how old we are. For all of you who know what ICQ is and MRICR, yeah, that is how old we are.
What's that?
Hey, come on.
Okay. So with social media, right, we start to have like social journalism. People can actually start to share things and then get popularized with blogs and all. And we start to have popular people that are made popular with whatever they write. That's why the word influencer starts to get a bit more popular. Yeah, and then that was the recent 5-8 years ago that influencers was at its peak. At Kobe, we actually look at influencers in a whole new light. It's not necessarily famous celebrities, but it's really everybody that can cast an influence.
But I think that's why people actually like to call themselves influencers, right? Because, I mean, the whole idea of being an influencer is that you're like mini celebrities, right? And they somehow get money out of it because, as you said, they're mini celebrities, so people pay them, companies pay them to endorse, right? But I know you have said this to me before. What are some myths behind influencers?
So you mentioned like some of them, they may feel good when advertisers like pay them, to endorse about certain things.
Yeah.
But actually, one thing is actually Kobe does with daily, everyday influencers, which means it's like really usual people like me. Like I don't have great looks or like a great height or anything, but I'm like quite a normal person. But I think when I talk about good food, I think people will kind of believe me because I'm quite a foodie myself. So in a way, in food, I'm an influencer. But even if we talk about that popular definition of influencer, right, I think actually what Kobe is trying to do is we pair businesses with influencers. And we actually don't really call them influencers, like the celebrity influencers, we call them the everyday influencers. And actually, they have been making a huge, some of them, they may think of influencers as a very good word, like a celebrity, something to look up to.
Yeah.
But there will be another side of the coin, right? They will look at influencers as a not so good picture.
Correct.
Right,
Yeah.
like they may associate with, oh, you just want money,
Correct.
or you just want popularity.
Yeah.
But do you know that actually for the past many years, right, these influencers have made a big difference to a lot of businesses. Like sometimes a word I say like, hey, you try the downstairs, the Timber Plus, the coffee, right?
Yeah.
Someone goes to try it, has a business, and many people has been doing that, and there's been a lot of impacts made to the business. And actually when you really study the influencers and how they are like, right, you realize that they have a huge heart, and it's not just about money, you know.
I see.
If you actually just stuff money into an influencer's face and you ask them, can you say this and that, most of them actually will say no, because I protect my followers, I protect my content,
okay.
and that's what I really feel excited about. They are very authentic and they want to share their creativity, and we love that. Yeah.
I see. So if say I want to be what I call an influencer, right? So how do you okay, there are two types of influencers, as you've mentioned. Some are really authentic, you know, they do care about their readers, they do want to be authentic, they don't want to just write a piece of advertorial just because someone paid them to do it, right? But what about people who, you know, maybe they are just starting out and they are really thinking in their mindset, I want to be famous, I want to get lots of followers so that I can get endorsements and da 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 da. What is your advice to these people then?
Actually, I would think ask yourself this question why a few times.
Why? Why do you want to be an influencer?
Yeah, seriously.
Why do you want to be an influencer?
I'm not influencer.
She's the boss of the influencers. Yes, that's why she was.
Yeah, I would really ask the question why a few times. Like, why do you really want to do this? Like, there are many ways to earn money, right? And there are many ways to get popular. And if you really drill down to the core reason of why you want to be doing this, then I think it answers a lot of questions, not just whether you want to be an influencer or what you really want to do in life. So if someone wants to get famous, maybe it's because they look at that as something important and so on and so forth. But if you ask me what is the key things that we need to look at other than asking why, it's really to be yourself. Because when you be that real person and that authentic person, that authenticity actually shines out of you, and you will be able to cast an influence without you even trying or even, you know, basically trying. And I think then you will be enjoying life, people enjoying you, and you'll be able to influence things that you're really passionate about. And then that passion doesn't run out. You know, passion runs out, right? I'm a bit sian. Like now I talk about dance, but I don't really like dance. I'm just saying it for another reason, like getting famous. And then you get bored of it, like maybe in 1 or 2 months.
True.
Then you're not happy. You're also not happy. So just be yourself, be authentic, and that's good enough.
Okay, you were mentioning about followers, so this is an important question because, a lot of people I've watched some shows, and a lot of people are saying that now fame is actually more important to people nowadays than money. They want to be more famous than they want to be rich. If they are rich and famous, even better. But the fame part, like even the rich people now want to be famous because they already are rich, right? So what I'm trying to say is that is your popularity and your so-called influence measured just by the number of followers and the likes that you have? Because everybody seems to look at that. And even as a marketer, right, when people pitch to me, that's a question you would look at, right? Data, like how many followers do you have? What is your so-called outreach? So what is your take on that?
Like the number of
followers. Yeah, you know, it's like this number is so important. Every time I tell people that, oh, I've got X number of followers, you know, some people will laugh like, haha, you've got how many hundreds? I've got a few thousands. You know, that kind of thing, you know? Yeah, so what is your take on that?
I think it is a good benchmark that puts everyone on a kind of a similar scale to a certain extent, where you can see the relative difference between person A versus person B. But it shouldn't be used as a holy grail that, okay, if you are this, you are defined by
the number of followers.
I don't think so, because there are many factors. So part of it is we look at different dimensions. I mean, just don't talk about Kobe's algorithm. I think, like for example, if I put ourselves away from the influencer landscape, right? If I look at like myself as an individual person, I say I have say X number of friends, but different number of friends. Let's say I have 100 friends. Different friends have different closeness with me, and different friends will think of me differently, and different friends will trust me differently as well.
True.
That's one. The second one is when I talk about different subjects, different people look at me differently as well. For example, when I talk about fashion or hair, then people won't really believe in me because like I don't really.
You were not talking about that earlier on. Suddenly.
Then when I talk about food, suddenly people start to believe in me. Maybe because I'm that foodie, but look at my hair and my dressing is nothing. It's nothing influential at all. So
note to self: Evangeline does not blog nor Facebook nor Instagram about fashion. Although actually I've seen her being very, very fashionable before.
Oh really? No, I'm very happy. I've lost my trail.
Oh no, I made her too happy.
So anyway, coming back, right? Where was I? I really lost my trail of thought.
Engagement.
Yeah. So like the engagement rate, right? And then like different person have different levels of subject interest.
Correct.
I think all this makes a difference whether or not this person is influential or not. In generally, social media marketers, when they measure different influencers, yes, you can look at that followers and things like that, but I think there's many more dimensions that everyone has to think about. Even if I may have a wide outreach, when I say something up, is people going to believe me in this particular area or not? Or is there another area that I am more influential in? And even if that person were to show a like or a comment, does that mean that that person is really interested in buying this advertiser's product? Or is the person just thinking that this image looks kind of good and did not even see what was the product being mentioned? I mean, there are cases like that. So I think it will be a little bit too shallow to just base people on followers. But many dimensions. That's also kind of how we price our algorithm, that we look at least 18 dimensions.
18 dimensions. Wow. What are 18 dimensions besides followers, likes? I only can think of followers, likes, comments, hashtags. I only can think of 4.
So we kind of use AI to do our stuff. So there are many dimensions to things. But we went through a long period to study this, just to make sure that we bring out the best of people and we bring that best to advertisers. And the advertisers that we focus on is actually the small SMEs and the startups, that they deserve that word of mouth or that copay that we can bring to them.
I see. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like when I first started out doing this whole social media thing, right? I wasn't really caring about the whole number of followers, as you said. To me, it was more of, it really came out from, hey, I like this looks interesting, let's share about it. But I also do find that I do get kind of trapped, and because I also know a lot of other influencers, the so-called traditional with like a lot of followers, and then they start telling things like, and then their to-do and tips, right? Like, take nicer photos, post nicer photos. I'm like, oh, okay. And a lot of bloggers and a lot of vloggers and a lot of Instagrammers, they really bother to style their things. But does that take the authenticity away from them or not? Do you think so?
Well, do you enjoy taking nice photos and styling the photos? If you do, then knock yourself out. Like, just do what you think you believe in and you like. I take pretty crappy photos.
I don't know. Can we check your phone now? Everybody, please go and stalk Evangeline. What's your Instagram handle now?
Oh, it's actually Get Kobe.
Oh, Chase, Get Kobe.
So, I mean, I enjoy...
On your personal one. Okay.
Like, awkward laughter kind of just says I don't need to answer that question, right?
Anyway, mine is at Melfan, Fann. Evangeline's is Get Kobe because she is Kobe. Okay, anyway, okay, I digress.
Oh, I was
sorry. You say knock yourself out, yes. if you enjoy it.
Like if you think that taking nice photos and looking at the outcome after that really makes you happy, because photography is what you're interested in, then lock yourself out. For example, if you think that like taking nice photos is not that important to you, it's more important capturing live moments, and that makes you happy, then do that, you know?
I see.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's like need to be sustainable. If you do something that is not what you truly like, it's never sustainable.
True.
Yeah.
That is true. I have offered a friend food styling tips and
Food,
classes.
As in
Food.
food.
Yeah, makan. Because sorry if you're watching this, he was making what he calls love smoothies and shakes, and inside has really great stuff like chocolate, avocado, yam, sweet potato, almond milk, and a lot of other good stuff lah. I mean, he's a physical trainer, so he knows what is good. But the picture he takes out of that stuff, all the comments after that from his friends and clients were like, that looks like baby food. And I said it looks a bit like puke. And then I'm like, can you please do some styling? But yeah, so to me it's like, I understand that where you're coming from. If it's sustainable and you enjoy it, just go ahead and do it. But really, if you're talking about food, right, you do need to put in a bit of extra effort. But the effort is really very tiring sometimes, I find.
I mean, if you're doing for advertising purpose, let's say for his shop or...
Oh, he wasn't. He was just telling people that it's his love shake.
Or if the comments make him really upset, then do something about it. But if he's like, it's okay, I like baby food too, then it's okay, right? But unless you're like doing for advertiser purpose, then yeah, you need to be a bit attractive for another objective. Yeah, I'm saying like for personal purpose, don't make social media like a job, because that's the last thing.
But there are professional influencers and bloggers out there.
I'm sure there's something that they enjoy about it, to be able to be successful and do so well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see that they have that glimpse, that they really enjoy it. Like, okay, I have this silly personal belief. When you do what you like, everything else is a byproduct.
That's why we're doing what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've obviously known each other for a long time. That's why we are, talking so much nonsense. Good nonsense, because I think it's important for you, especially if you are thinking about becoming a professional influencer. I know quite a few people, especially the younger ones, that's what they keep aspiring to be. And I also wonder what is the psyche, with the younger people, the younger generation. As I've said, I've watched a show before, they said that fame is now like the biggest thing, because with them they feel that if I'm still young, that's why I should make the most out of it, get as much fame. And I know as a blogger, you do get spoiled with a lot of freebies from all the advertisers. Is there a fine line, you feel, that because advertisers are getting in on this with the influencers, right, that sometimes social media, everything is just 50% real stuff and 50% just advertorials?
I would say like we need to look at the exact numbers to see if that's true. But okay, if I have the exact numbers.
She's very data driven, people.
Yeah, like I'm like totally a geek, not that creative influencer person. So
I beg to differ a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're quite creative.
Oh, thanks. So if you're looking at actually the numbers itself, right? The biggest influencers out there with at least 1 million outreach, that's a very small percentage of the whole social media population. The ones that make the whole big bulk is actually the very everyday people.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe because you are a influencer yourself, that's why
not that big though.
day in day out, right? You're looking at a lot of fellow influencers sharing their things. Then maybe that may give you a perception that a lot is like that. But actually, if you look at the total data, right, a lot are still ongoing chats and everything. Yeah, if it's reaching a tiredness or a plateau, right, then this ecosystem will be difficult to carry on anyway. But everybody is like still quite, the trends, if you look at the forecast, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is very happy. Yeah.
And yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is also very happy that we're on Facebook Live.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
instead of YouTube Live. But I have to say, this is really very easy. So anyway, if you've got any questions, as I said, this is live. If you have any questions for Evangeline, please go ahead and ask your questions below. If you are starting out to be an influencer, or if you are an influencer right now and you are thinking of monetizing, is that a natural process where you are an influencer and you think, oh, I want to monetize my social media? Is that a natural thought process? Do you think?
Well, honestly, I haven't thought about that.
Okay.
Like,
So it's not one of the 18 dimensions? Okay, never mind.
Like, is it a natural thought process that I want to be monetizing once I start my something?
Once I've gotten a substantial number of followers. I mean, of course, if you're just starting out and you only have 100 followers, I don't think in your head you're thinking somebody's gonna pay me money to advertise to my 100 followers, right? But when you say you reach a certain number, I'm not sure what that number will be. I think it differs from person to person. Then I think in today's age, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, audience, but I think in today's day and age, people will naturally start thinking of how am I going to monetize, especially when you follow other influencers and you're reading them because they somehow bumped up on their SEO and algorithms and whatnot, right? You no choice. When you Google something, you tend to read these bloggers stuff, and you are thinking, hey, these people make a lot of money. Like, we know some influencers in Singapore, they earn like 5-figure pay, right? So naturally, I think it's quite possible for the young generation to start thinking, how am I going to monetize it?
I guess it could be a natural thought. I wouldn't say everyone has this natural thought, because I've also met people with fairly large following that's just doing it because they enjoy doing it. Yeah, and there's quite a couple doing that. It's just like collecting stamps, right? If I really love collecting stamps and then one day when I collected like a whole house of stamps, does it mean that I will be monetizing it? There will be different kinds of people.
True.
So
just do what you like.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So point taken. But okay, for those I know who are thinking, ching, I want the ka-ching, right? How can they start? What's the easiest way for them to start monetizing their social media?
Well, if you want to actually start monetizing with the thought that you want to monetize, there are influencer agencies and real networks that you can go for, or even start contacting advertisers to actually pay for your things.
Will advertisers really respond to such influencers?
Well, if you never try, you never know. I know of people who have tried and got it. So try lah. I mean,
I should try more.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about you want to monetize.
Should I start asking brands now? Could you sponsor this video? Sponsor the makeup, sponsor outfit, sponsor office. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. But okay, because Wellness Insider is, we are a platform about body confidence, and the whole idea about why I'm talking about influencers is that because I feel that there might be a danger where influencers, because they are so caught up in trying to there was this news of this Instagrammer, very famous. She made a lot of money, but one day she totally broke down. She shut off all her social media platforms, and then but before that she released I think a video or a message, I can't remember, stating that everything that she felt was a lie on her social media, right? Like that one picture she had to post like 100 times just to get it perfect and stuff like that. Where I'm going with this is that does it come to the point where influencers get so caught up with trying to make like a perfect life? And I mean, there's a lot of jokes as well, like trying to get that perfect picture. You are doing this, and that, and your food gets cold before you can even eat it, right? Because you're busy taking photos. So do you think that, because of that, we are not really living lives in that sense?
Yeah, and I think the last thing we want is for that to happen, especially with Wellness Insider. Like, you are encouraging people to really look into their inside well-being, right? Yeah. The last thing we want that to happen, and that's why it's like, before you want to be an influencer, ask yourself why, and really do things because it's sustainable and really passionate and enjoy it, rather than doing it because of another reason. Then you you'll cause a breakdown, and then that's really unpleasant. So like, I mean, that's why when you ask me if people want to monetize their platform, I would encourage you to go for influencer agencies, influencer networks. Because actually at Kobe, right, we don't promote people who just want to earn money to come to our platform.
Okay.
We look at all the algorithms because we want to promote people who enjoy social media, who enjoy sharing the content, and we let them decide whether or not you like this brand or not, whether or not, okay, this is your payout, this is what you need to be doing to endorse this brand. You have a choice to whether you want to accept or reject. If you reject, that's fine. If you accept, that's great. Then do what you love, and don't like do it for the sake of monetizing, because you realize that the real thing that motivates everyone at the end of the day is actually not money.
That is true.
Yeah, we all need a much deeper meaning to life rather than, we don't want that to happen.
Correct.
Like, for what?
I agree. So in the sense, what we're trying to say is that, I mean, it's great if you want to be an influencer, if you are passionate about what you're doing, passionate about what you're sharing. For example, like what Wellness Insider is also trying to do, and what Evangeline is also trying to do. She's passionate about the data behind all the influencers. She's passionate about helping young businesses. Stop laughing. Why are you laughing?
I'm not passionate about the data behind this.
No, as in like helping the small businesses.
You make me sound like a stalker though.
Online stalker. Anyway, but yeah, we encourage you to have a healthy self-confidence, and just have fun. Continue having fun. I think that's also very important. I feel that a lot of young people nowadays, they are so concerned about the number of followers, their outreach and everything, that they forget that the why, as you said, the why did they start going on social media and sharing. I think that's very, very important. And I also think that you need to be very safe. You need to stay safe. Remember that when it's social media, it's public. Everybody can see what you post. So remember to be safe. And yeah, just have fun. And if you are thinking maybe you want to get a buck out of it, Kobe is around. Other agencies are also around. So how can they sign up through Kobe?
Number one, don't sign up with us if you just want to earn money.
Yes.
Really. There are a lot of agencies that you can join. Actually, Kobe is a self-serve platform. We are mainly focused on AI technologies. Once you actually log on, we will let you know roughly. We will actually do an objective diagnosis using our technology to roughly let you know what kind of things will be suitable for you to work on. And we will also give you a rough estimate about the kind of price you'll be expecting. That's why it gives influencers a good transparency about what they'll be expecting. We also let you decide what kind of content you prefer to write, and we let the advertisers then just either approve or something. So we outsource a lot of this freedom back to the influencers, so that the influencers can do what they like. So it's quite simple. You just need to join us at our website, and whenever there's a match between a advertiser and your profile, you will be receiving an invite.
So Chris says, I got it, great. So Chris, do tell us, are you an influencer? And if you are, what sort of influencer are you? Why are you laughing like that?
I think that might be my dad, actually.
Oh. Hi, Uncle.
Hi.
Yeah, so he's an influencer too. He's on Facebook.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true.
I mean, so even my father, like people like my father, can actually join Kobe, because it's not about whether or not you're like influencer, like by popular definition you're influencer, but rather anyone that gives any word of mouth to any business. Okay, my father is a person that is very good at wood, because he's been doing it for past 30 years. So when he says something about the mobile or the teak or the flooring, we all are like, okay, whatever you say, I'll believe, right? Everyone has their own rights. So even my father, yeah, he can be.
I get it. I think just to summarize, right, basically whoever is an influencer is that you are what we call standing on your mountain of influence, or so-called experience, and because of that experience that you have, you are more credible.
Yes.
Right?
That's it.
That's it, right?
Yeah. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Do what you like. You know, join Kobe if you like.
Yeah, and if you are a wellness expert and you want to increase your credibility, you can also be an influencer through Wellness Insider, because we are looking for expert opinions as well. So yeah, do like, comment, even after this video has is no longer live, and you still want to reach out to either Evangeline or myself, a very thirsty Evangeline or myself, just drop a note in the comments and we will reply. And yes, there's a lot of likes from Kobe, so
How do you know?
because we can see that it's Kobe that pops out.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Too small, I cannot see. Oh, okay, I saw now. Okay.
Oh my goodness, so geeky today. Event is so geeky today. Because I'm very mean, I always don't prepare questions. I ask them on the spot so that, you know, it's live TV anyway, right?
So and then just now before we started, then she said, "You want to put more makeup?" What's wrong with my face? Your hair? Huh? What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong, okay? As I said, but there's nothing wrong. It's just that on camera, you guys can't see that actually I'm wearing a lot of makeup, right? You can tell, right? I don't usually wear this amount of makeup.
Yeah.
I don't usually wear this amount of makeup, but on camera you can't tell. Yeah, that is media. That is media. No, Chris, we cannot see you, but we can see your comments.
I can imagine him waving in front of the phone and doing this like. Am I live? Is it you can see me?
That is so cute. So anyway, yeah, drop us a note if you want to be an influencer of sorts, or if you have any questions about being an influencer. Wellness Insider, we are looking for expert opinions. Kobe is looking for the everyday influencer, because and even if you're a SME startup and you are thinking of advertising through influencers, I think now it's like the buzzword, you know, advertising through influencers. Yeah, do drop us a note or just comment and we will get back to you after today's recording. So anyway, it's already 9 o'clock. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my
We've
god.
been talking for half an hour.
Oh,
Doesn't feel like it, right?
Pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah, more thumbs up and more hearts. Yeah, more hearts. All for you, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, all from Kobe. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for tuning in tonight. And next week we're back on, and our special guest will be Joe Augustine. What will we be talking about with relations to self-confidence? Find out next week. Bye, guys.